Patch notes. Destiny 2 update 7.3.0.6. Activities Crucible. Competitive. Intro quest Ascending the Divisions has been removed. Really? Wasn't that the onboarding quest for comp? But why? Was it an unnecessary quest? Ascending the Divisions. Hold on. Let me look that up real quick. Ascending the Divisions quest now requires adept rank and comp. Okay, hold on. Ascending the Divisions quest now requires adept rank and comp. With the changes to promotion, relegation series, and season of the wish, in order to complete this quest, you now have to reach adept and competitive. For those of you unaware, this is the second highest division, only behind Ascendant, and is higher than platinum, gold, silver, bronze, copper divisions. Adept is also the division you need to reach in order to gild the glorious title. Successfully completing a promotion series used to, prior to season 23, require only going from your initial placement division to the next highest division, and then winning your next 2 out of 3 games to be promoted into that next division. With season 23, promotion relegation series were removed for all divisions except for Adept and Ascendant. Because of this quest, which is meant as an introductory one to competitive, now has the same requirements to finish as gilding the title. Essentially, Ascending the Divisions has become basically unfinishable for a large percentage of the comp population. Please fix this quest step and make the requirement that the player has to go only from the current division to the next highest in order to successfully complete it. Well, guess what? Bungie just removed it. So that's the fix there. All right. Trials of Osiris. Fix an issue where the quitter penalty was not working in Trials of Osiris Labs. Iron Banner control is now a selectable mode while other modes are featured. Fix an issue where Eruption was missing voice over lines. So wait a minute. We're going to have essentially 2 Iron Banner modes, control always being present, but you can select between one or the other. How do y'all feel about having the option? Like if Eruption was to be in there and you're like, look, I don't want to play Eruption right now. How do you like having the ability to select control? The only problem is it splits the player pool. So if you run into like issues of lagging, or in my case, issues of finding a team to play against, this may become worse with the splitting of the player pool here. All right, seasonal activities. General spike traps are now slightly more forgiving when jumping over them. Really? Fix an issue where the final radio message of the season didn't complete the Aham card Tails Triumph. Fix an issue where the rolled stats Triumph didn't take tier 1 purchases into consideration. Now, Riven's Lair. Fix an issue where Vex detained missiles tracked enemies instead of players. Now, the Coil. Fix an issue where dialogues not considering the player's current progression in the seasonal narrative would play. Fix an issue where 100 points challenge did not reset weekly. Fix an issue where Strand Enhancements buff was giving the Stasis Enhancement buff instead. Wow. Okay. Now, Starcross. Fix an issue where players could damage the balls from outside the arena. Okay, we're gonna have to see if it still works. Essentially, guys, you could take Wishinder and you could sit in the back behind the barrier, completely safe, and just shoot the balls over and over without having to worry about anything. You would have to refresh the buff, but you had the buff up top, so you can just refresh it as many times as you want it. So yeah, it was definitely a cheese. We'll see if it still works. I'm curious if it actually is completely fixed. Now, fix an issue where players could get trapped below the floor. Oh, okay. Now, raids and dungeons. Warlord's Ruin. Please tell me this has been fixed. Fix an issue where players could get trapped in a death loop inside the hidden room before the final encounter. Now, we reverted the right side Warlord totem fix from update 7.3.0.5 that was causing more totem spawning issues. A new fix is being investigated for future updates. Okay, so here's the issue. They reverted the right side Warlord totem fix, but what this actually did was break totems throughout the entire dungeon. And this really messes up folks trying to go for those solo runs. I'm hoping with them reverting this fixes everything again, or goes, not necessarily fixes it, but goes back to at least to where it was. We'll see what ends up happening though. But a new fix for this is being investigated for a future update. I would say for now, just Bungie, if it's back to what it was before, just leave it. You know, I wouldn't even try to fix it at this point, because I don't want it to break again. We actually wanted to do some solo build battles last week and we couldn't because totems were messed up. Now, gameplay and investment. Armor. Peregrine Greaves no longer deals additional bonus damage to boss level Tormentors like Nezarec. Wow, that's a shame. I thought that was kind of a feature, considering, you know, Tormentors and Nezarec. But okay. So yeah, that's a nerf for those that were, you could essentially insta kill Nezarec with a team of Grieve Titans. It was fun. Looked like a hell of a lot of fun. I don't know, man. Maybe they thought Root of Night. Nezarec is such a funky boss to begin with. You know what I mean? It definitely is not living up to Rogue levels. So at this point, I feel like you should just meme on him. you might as well. If you want to kill them with a team of Greaves users, by all means do it. Now, that does not mean Greaves is still not useful for what it's intended for, which is against champions and tormentors and nightfalls and elsewhere. So it's still good there. Now, artifact. Fix an issue preventing some versions of artifacts from previous seasons from being correctly cleared from player inventories. Now, weapons. Fix an issue where enhanced deconstruct incorrectly displayed the attrition ore perk. Fix an issue where the enhanced adept word of Crota hand cannon could incorrectly gain certain magazine parts. I thought they were gonna say something else. So here's the thing. I'm gonna pull up something real quick. I have a word of Crota. You see this word of Crota right here, guys? Notice it's tier 1 enhancements. Let me just zoom in on this real quick. Let me show you this craziness. Let me take me off the screen real quick. Notice it's tier 1 enhancements, but look at this. Look at this. Adept word of Crota, tier 1 enhancement. We did some shenanigans back a few months ago that involved a crafting glitch. I've been very concerned Bungie was gonna fix this, but they have not fixed this. That means for those of us that had adept weapons at that time, and we were able to manipulate, because essentially you were able to trade out your perks for your weapons. If you had the ability to trade them out and essentially grant yourself that god roll, it appears that is still slipped underneath the radar. But I was getting concerned that they were going to say something about it right here, though. But that's still good. Now, invalid magazines will be removed and replaced with valid magazine options. Fix an issue where the seasonal bow, Lithophobia, was missing a bow charge meter. Now, fix an issue where the precision instrument perk would not grant its damage bonus against divinity cages. Now, some general fixes. The friendly feet dancing mode will now show expected prompts for its standard and multiplayer interaction. Fix an issue where some returning players were unable to use Fireteam Finder even above Guardian Rank 5. And fix an issue where the Dawning Triumph for the Reveler title couldn't be completed. All right, guys, that is your hot fix for the day. Other news is the Hypernet Strike is going to be your Nightfall this week. And that means the reward or the drop this week is pre-Aztecross. This is a fantastic bow, one of my favorite bows in the game, and it's solar. I highly advise going after it. We're going to be probably doing a live review of it at some point today and just showing it off. But it is a phenomenal bow. It's precision. You can get things like Archer's Tempo and Incandescent on it. And in my opinion, I know everybody here loves Tyranny. My opinion, I think it's the best legendary solar bow in the game. Just my thoughts. But that's going to be dropping today from the Hypernet Strike. All right, this week, by the way, our game to give block will be on the 29th. Let's look at the Eververse store, though. Happening right now. Oh my God, we've got this beautiful eggshell. And emotes. Okay, all right, let's for Bright Dust. Oh, Tractor Cannon. Dude, this is such a nice ornament. I'm pretty sure this is the one that I use. What do I have? Yeah, this is exactly the one that I use. It's so good. Hold on. Well worth the Bright Dust here. I love it because you see that. You see it? See it bumping? Oh. This is where all our funding is going, by the way. Right here in the Eververse store. We got a Sparrow. A ship. All right, ghost ship. Not bad. Not bad. Some emotes. There you go. And then here are some of our shaders. I think the only thing good this week, for me at least, would just be the Tractor Cannon ornament. And then you do have these other shaders as well. All right, that's it, guys.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.